Let's see here. Yep, everything out there is all still fucked. Welcome back to another video. Seeing as how we're all still stuck inside, I figured why not make another recommendation video. And that's exactly what I did. So come with me on a voyage through the entertainment stream as I handpick movies from each service that I think you're gonna enjoy. And what better place to start than at Hulu? Number 5. Parasite. Do I really need to describe this one? I mean, by now the channel should be called I Love Parasite, go watch it. And now you can. So just go watch it. Number 4. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I'm gonna make a video on this one, but just to give you an idea of what it's about, it follows a painter who is hired to paint a woman who is to be married off. Pretty simple, right? Well, the catch is that the woman to be painted refuses to pose. So this painter has to keep the reason for her visit a secret, and must paint her without her knowing. It gets more complex, but like I said, video on this one coming very soon. Number 3. Bumblebee. If you're looking for an 80s throwback with action and heart, check this one out. It's got a killer opening, and it brought life back to the Transformers franchise. What do you mean back? Are you saying I killed the franchise? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, Mark. And soon you'll kill another one. But that's a different video entirely, so let's just keep going. Number 2. 007 Goldfinger. When a lot of people think of James Bond, this is one of the primary movies that comes to their mind. Goldfinger is peak James Bond, and a classic of the spy genre. If you're into older movies, this one's definitely for you. Oh, and this guy throws his hat and decapitates stuff, so that's sick. Number 1. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Listen, I get that we're in April, but if you haven't seen this one, you're missing out. By far, it's the best of the franchise and features some of the most memorable comedic sequences of the time. Not to mention loads of quotable dialogue. I can barely remember what day it is anyway these days, so why not have Christmas in April? Right? Right? Hulu's added a lot of really interesting movies lately, so I hope at least one of these has piqued your interest. Now let's take a trip back into the video stream and see what goodies Netflix has to offer. Number 5. Drive. First one up here is a dark one, but it's a shockingly gripping character study on a character that barely says anything. It's a slower paced movie that takes its time but builds to a dope conclusion. Plus the soundtrack is basically that of a 1980s fever dream. Number 4. Good Burger. If you're like me and you like watching dumb shit from time to time, why not watch Good Burger? For me, Good Burger is a part of my childhood, but at the same time it's still so absurd that it makes me laugh, even to this day. Number 3. The King. Don't worry, I got all you history buffs covered. The King is a beautifully shot film that follows Henry V as he rises to power and faces an outside threat. Timothy Chalamet is great in this one, and the film has some of the best sound mixing of last year. Number 2. Sin City. If you want to watch an artsy film that isn't pretentious, definitely check out Sin City. Its visual style alone is mesmerizing, and it features some crazy memorable characters. Number 1. Now, for this last spot, I really struggled with what angle I wanted to go with. Should I add a comedy, horror, romance movie? And then I saw this, and realized that it was the only way to end the Netflix list. Get your nostalgia goggles on, because the last movie you should watch on Netflix is Monster House. Yes, it's creepy, well animated, and reminds me of a better time, where I could go into a video store, pick this bad boy up, and then forget to return it. Whether you have kids or not, Monster House is still a movie that'll keep you entertained. Now you're probably thinking that it's time to check out Amazon Prime. Ha! Nope, it's curveball time. In the last video I felt like there was something missing, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And now it's finally hit me. I missed an entire streaming service. And that's why it's time to bust down the doors of the Magic Kingdom and see what old Mickey's got going on. So if you have Disney Plus, this one's for you. Number 5. Onward. The first one here had to be Onward. I watched it recently and I was really impressed. It's got great animation, which, let's be real here, is no shock considering it's a Pixar film. And it's got a really interesting plot too. It's supposed to be in theaters right now, but because of everything that's going on, they have it streaming on Disney+. So take advantage while it's here. You won't regret it. Number 4. Heavyweights. Next up we got Heavyweights. I wanted to put this on the list because it's a movie that I feel like not a lot of people have seen. And it's got a silly but unique plot involving a fat camp and the manic, psychopathic self-help guru that takes it over. It sounds like a nightmare, but it's actually a funny, feel-good movie. Number 3. Guardians of the Galaxy. I felt like I had to include at least one Marvel movie on here, considering they have pretty much all of them. And if it was going to be one, it was going to be Guardians of the Galaxy. Why, you ask? Well, Guardians is pretty much a Marvel movie for anyone. Even if you don't like comic book movies, it's a sci-fi comedy that actually has characters that you give a shit about. And it's pretty standalone, so you aren't really required to watch movies that came before or have to continue to watch the ones afterward. On top of that, it has an amazing and unique soundtrack. Number 2, Cool Runnings. Okay, this next one is another Disney movie with a strange premise, but it's also a story that is loosely based on real events. Cool Runnings centers on a runner from Jamaica who ends up starting the first Jamaican bobsled team with the help of a former Olympic coach. It's a good time all around, and if you haven't seen it and like movies based on true stories, it's definitely time to check this one out. Number 1, Treasure Planet. Last up for Disney Plus, we got Treasure Planet. It's a movie about, you guessed it, the search for a treasure planet. I was always a fan of this movie as a kid, and it has an interesting animation style that still holds up today. It's an adventure movie with real stakes. By the way, did anyone ever play the video game for this? For some reason that's really sticking out in my mind. If you have, leave a comment and let me know. Alright, don't worry, we are just about done here, so you'll be off watching these movies in no time. That being said, let's head to our final movie watching destination, Amazon Prime. Get it? Like Optimus Prime? Yeah, I said it in the Transformers voice. Yep. Alright, well, let's just go. Number 5, Fighting with My Family. If you're a fan of Florence Pugh like I am, you'll have fun with this movie because she really manages to handle her own in the realm of humor. In this, she portrays a real-life wrestler named Paige, and you follow her story as she tries to get into the WWE. You don't have to like wrestling to enjoy this one, because it manages to be subtly emotional and funny in an interesting way. And it's an easy movie to just turn on and watch. Number 4, The Disaster Artist. If you're into seeing how movies get made, this is the movie for you. It's not a documentary per se, but rather the recreation of the making of The Room. A movie some believe to be the worst ever made. I disagree, but if you have an opinion on it, let me know in the comments. This movie is an entertaining watch and will have you suddenly questioning what the point of shitting on movies is. Oh yeah, and the guy James Franco plays in this movie? I met him in real life, and he's exactly how you think he would be. Number 3, Lady Bird. This is another movie I've mentioned on the channel a couple of times, so I won't spend much time on it. But if you enjoy coming-of-age movies, this is one you can't miss. Number 2, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I feel like I'm the only guy who ever recommends these movies to people, but here you go. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey is the sequel to Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and in my opinion, it's one of the few good comedy sequels ever made. It takes the absurdity of the first movie and cranks it up a notch, at the same time introducing a host of new characters that add even more flavor to the movie. If you like the first one, you'll no doubt enjoy this. And finally, number 1, The Fanatic. Ah, would you look at that? We made it to the end. The final recommendation. This one is an absolute trip, and once I saw that it was on Amazon Prime, I knew that it had to be the finale to the entire list. I'm not even going to describe it. All I'm going to say is this. Drop whatever you're doing and go watch this movie so you can marvel at the fact that it was even made. Don't believe me? Well, I'll leave you with this then. Here's the first line that comes out of John Travolta's mouth in this movie.
I can't talk too long. I gotta poo.
What a picture.
What a picture.
Good picture.
As always, I appreciate you guys checking out the new video, and I hope this was of some help to you while we're all stuck in quarantine. Make sure to drop a like on the video and share it with your friends so they too can have something to watch while we're all stuck inside. You can also subscribe to keep up to date on everything movie related. Stay safe out there, wash your hands, and I'll see you soon. Click my face. Click on my face. Click on my face to subscribe to the channel. Click my face. Click on my face. Click my face to subscribe to the channel. Click my face.